they've lived it all, and they'll walk with you. Jackie and Gail, just love, just real. Two voices of grace that help you heal.
Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to Raw. Restoring Awesome Warriors. We here. We here. I'm Jackie H, your host, and I have here with me my co-host Gail Barron, the judge. How you doing today, sis?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm cold. It's raining outside. It's wintertime is coming. It's not my favorite time of year, but we here. We thank God for everything. I haven't been out yet, but as soon as you get here, you hot, and I got to put on some air. So now I had to go put on a jacket. But other than that, I'm fine. So what you do today?
Oh, what didn't I do? I had a lot of things to catch up on, and
Okay, getting ready for next week, Thanksgiving.
yes, I am.
I'm
Yes, I
gonna put
am.
some festus up here so we could feel like we into the holiday, even though it's next week. But
Yeah,
I wanted to say something before we get started. Because sometimes we take for granted that everybody is happy about the
yeah,
holidays. And I just want to encourage those who sometimes they get depressed around the holidays for different reasons, maybe because they not able to be with their loved ones. They went on whatever the reason is. But try to join someone and make friends or do
yeah.
something and get out of
You
that.
have to.
You know, I know what the mood is. I'm not diminishing that what you feel, but sometimes changing atmosphere
Right,
and
right.
scenery and getting around people, we the shutdown is over, and just get out and have some fun and just say
Life
this,
is short.
yeah,
It's
just say
short.
this
Make
year,
friends and
yeah, because
just
this
do
year
some
we're
new
not going to be
things.
miserable,
Right.
right? So we titled this "Are You There Yet?" and I'm gonna let you bring me into my subject because sometimes I get way past what we're supposed to be talking about because things can go. You can have a title, but within that title, it's so much you can get out of it. So, what was our thought process on? Are you there yet?
Whatever you are um, inspiring to do, um, I know a lot of time we aspire to be and do things, and we operate with a thought, but um, there's an expectation. Just for instance, if something's wrong with my feet and I look for a podiatrist, um, I personally don't uh, want somebody working on my arm if that's what I came to you for. So for me, are you there right yet? Are you able to occupy that seat? And for I what comes to mind is a Bible story where this woman was the Shunammite woman was barren, and she uh the man of God would come her way often, and so she set up a little room in her house for him. But then he turned and was talking to his servant, and they noticed that they was asking themselves, well, what can we do for her since she's always doing for us? And they took notice that she didn't have a child. So he told her this time next year she's going to have one. She told him, don't play with me. As mommy say, don't mess with me. Like especially when you really want something, um, and it hasn't happened yet. But sure enough, the next year she had the child.
Hmm.
But uh, the child was in the field with his dad um, one day. And he took sick. He kept saying his head, his head. And they sent him back to his mother, but so happened the child passed. So her thing was saddle me a donkey or whatever she was riding on, that she was going to the man that prophesied that she was going to have this child. So now that he was dead, you got to fix this. She went to him. He saw her coming, but instead of going out to her himself, he sent his servant. So she didn't want the servant because the servant didn't have anything to do with her child. She wanted the one that spoke it, why it came to pass. She wanted him to do to fix it. So are you there yet? Sometimes we send others to do our job or thinking that they can complete this whatever is required. And that's where I come, are you there yet? It's just because I'm walking side by side with you or in your presence, I can mimic what you do, but are you there yet? Are you really there? I can speak, I can say certain things, but I don't always embody what's needed. And a lot of times, people don't want the intern, they want the real thing.
So I used to have a friend that I didn't know this. Uh, the doctor wore a long coat and the intern wore a short coat. So we sitting in the hospital and they didn't want to talk to those people in the short coat, but I didn't know what they meant. But what they were saying, you haven't arrived yet. I want the one who
Right,
done
right.
graduated or know the medical. But do it always mean uh, that they don't know, or is it just your preference that you would rather have the real deal?
It doesn't mean that you don't know because anybody read a book, pass some tests, you gain knowledge.
Mhm,
But I personally would rather somebody that has experience.
mhm. Okay, so it can be
You don't
so
always
like in we talking about the Bible, just going with that. Like Jesus sent out them two by two. He wasn't the real. They wasn't the real deal, but he sent them out to practice. I guess
but
because
he
sometimes they didn't do the job, but they came back and say, something
right.
happened. But how do you? I understand people don't want the intern or don't want someone, but that's how most people practice. Even us as mothers, people, it's not like you've been there before, and you,
That is correct.
yes. So would you
That
rather just have somebody who knows, or do it have to be labeled intern or
it
somebody
doesn't
else?
have to be labeled in turn, but the preference, especially when you're in a dire strait and you need a deliverance or way out right
Hmm.
now,
Hmm.
you will need the specialist.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
he sent them out two by two, and they did practice. However, he backed them. He didn't send them out without authority.
right.
They got out there and whatever they did, but they still, and the man said, I came to your disciples, I came to your
Hmm.
representatives, and they
Yeah.
couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But it was a reason because
It was in training.
but after
Yeah.
he
Sometimes you want the real, the real deal. Um, I'm just sometimes the real deal can have the knowledge for something, but then they don't have the time. They don't have. Sometimes you, as a person, you're looking for your answer, but maybe it's not just the answer. Maybe you're looking for the relationship or something. Because you can have an answer, but you don't. You just give me an answer, but it's cold. I don't feel. I still don't feel relieved. I got the answer, but it was no connection. So I think it needs to be embodied. All you, I want the real deal. If you're not there yet, but then some of the real deals need to know um, personal.
Yeah, bedside manners they call it.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a little bit more knowing. It's a little bit more than knowledge, head knowledge.
yeah.
Um, I can even speak to that with going through therapy. Um, I had some good therapists.
Hmm.
Um, Moss all day long. I had some good therapists, and
That was a
they,
rehab place, Moss.
yeah, it was my rehab place, and the therapist that I had. Well, seen people how they react to others. It's like you can have something, but they need the recipient to uh, appreciate what they got.
Hmm.
I noticed that they gave more when you appreciated what they gave you the first time. I've gotten a lot of help with a lot of things I didn't know that was out there made available to me, but they told me, but they didn't share the information with others. So that's what I did. But uh even in therapy, you had to want therapy. And I remember this one therapist, and I will never forget her, when at a time when I couldn't sit up. I couldn't sit up after the stroke. But that lady, the therapist, like you just said, that relationship, she got up in the bed with me and she pinned me down. And what that was, she pinned me down so I can fight to get up. And it was by her doing that rough and hard thing, I was able to sit up again. I was able to get my balance. So um, I only had her because it was on a weekend and my normal therapist was off. But that therapist I would never forget for the things that
Mm.
some know this a little bit more. I don't know if because of experience or what, but everybody offers something different.
Right. So, with the title of "Are You There Yet?", even the specialists need to understand that. You get what I'm saying? Like, are, are they there yet with knowing that relationship means more, or understand that the person might be fearful that you're even talking to, whatever that is? You need discernment. You need all that, even as a professional.
Right,
So
right,
it's not only just sending someone in your stead, but even when you come, what do you know about what you get ready to help? Because sometimes that's almost as damaging as
right.
sending somebody who don't know. Or you send someone in your stead that don't know their job yet, but then you came being the professional or the head, and you treated someone like this like you don't understand. So everybody need to be there.
Yeah, what I realized, it was a team. So the information, if you was a trouble patient or whatever, they had a team that discussed your case.
Hmm.
And so whether it was occupation, me learning my daily living activities again, or me walking, there was a person for my mind. my speech, but all they viewed my case. They
So
view anybody case. That's
so let me ask you this. You got the help because of your cooperation?
yes.
So what if someone who didn't cooperate, but you don't know why they're not cooperating? Maybe they depressed about their condition. Maybe they just gave up. So you just give up on them and don't try to help them because that's what they give off. Like we meet people every day, even in talking with people and trying to help them. Some people are hardcore,
Right.
but if you don't know the reason
Right.
behind, because everybody's just not
Right.
always hardcore.
Right.
Some people gives that off, but it's something more deeper.
Right.
So was that as being, are you there yet? Did they recognize the
I,
ones who were just lazy or the ones who just didn't cooperate because they had given up because this happened to me or something? Was they discerning?
I don't
Oh,
know their cases.
okay. No, I'm
What
just
what
asking you,
I don't
do you think people in general, even leadership, do you know who you're dealing with?
I can't speak for everybody in every case, but I know in the hospital they talked about your case amongst themselves, whoever your team was,
Yeah.
because you had different people for different things.
Hmm.
And then if it was a real issue, they would and didn't invite your family in.
Yeah. So they
So it was
did,
always a team discussing.
okay. But when you cooperated more, you got more help.
Right.
Is that fair?
Is the fear?
I'm just asking. Is that
Um,
fair? It might be. It might be a yes, but I'm just
I
saying.
don't know about fear, but I do know that in going through it, that's why they tell you that your therapy, most of your therapy is going to happen outside because you got I don't know how many patients are assigned to you a day.
So they don't have time
They don't
to
have
deal
time to
with your
do.
mental and all
They
that.
don't have time for that.
Okay. So
That
let's take it
takes
out of
time.
rehab. Let's go to mothers, fathers. Let's go to pastors. Let's go to teachers. Let's go to different other places that you have people that you are helping or you responsible for. You don't have time either. I mean, it might be.
Not if your caseload is big.
So if you got 3 kids, that's just overwhelming to some people.
It is overwhelming, especially if
So
you got to work.
somebody gonna get left.
Somebody's going to get left,
Wow.
neglected, and um, my therapy, the biggest came from my brother Michael because he put
But he's there.
he's there.
That are you there yet? He
And
understand
right,
the two. So if you're going to help someone, no matter if you're the one who's sent or the one who's in charge, you have to be there to understand each case. Like he knew that you was a worker. He knew that you have to know something about you. You brought up the Shunammite woman. I was just piggybacking off of that. He sent his servant. But how about if the servant had his heart? She just wanted who told her, but he the one who told her about what she didn't have. So evidently it was something he probably felt for her, the servant.
yeah, he saw there
But
wasn't
you
a
just
child in the
so some people just choose, and it's no problem. You choose to want the doctor, or you choose to want the head pastor, you choose to want the supervisor. Some people go to places and maybe the CEO don't have time to talk to you,
right, right,
and he sent a representative.
right.
But the duty or the responsibility should be on the one who sent you. I would think if I'm going to send my child or somebody, if I'm a supervisor, I would think I sent them because I trained them, I have confidence in them, I taught them, I know what I'm sending out, or knowing that If I just found somebody because I don't feel like dealing with you, so I just sent anybody and I know they didn't train, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And you know they're not there yet. But I'm just saying it can be two ways or be a lot of ways. If you send a representative, that's responsibility. No, I'm sending someone in my stead. Now somebody gonna want the long coat. Somebody gonna want the hair. But like you say, if you're busy and you got 45 people that you're in charge, you can't sit and just go through everybody and talk. So,
No,
but
no,
I think it's a
it's not
responsibility. It's
wise.
not wise, but I think what is wise is that you train them.
That
David says you sent. I
no
mean,
Goliath.
Goliath said that you, am I a dog that you sent that boy to me? But that boy was full with the Holy. He had God. He didn't know that, but he was
Yeah,
just looking at. You just looking at this little
yeah,
boy.
and saying that
So
he's a
sometimes
man
you
of
could,
war.
yeah. So sometimes you misjudge because of what you're looking at. The, the warriors were scared to fight him.
Right, right,
That's who should have been.
right, right,
Are you there yet? They wasn't there yet because they was running.
right.
Every time he made a noise, they disappeared. But the representative came as a boy, and the Goliath thought, I know I got this in the bag. You gonna send this to me? So sometimes your representative can be what you need, but because you're looking for something else.
I heard a preacher say that the other day where um people you bypass the deacon
Hmm.
to get to the pastor,
Hmm.
but the deacon have your answer
Yeah,
because the deacon went through what you're going through.
right. So are you there yet should be a thought in people's mind. Don't be so quick to want top heavy or want the bigger. And there's nothing wrong with that. My thing is whoever's at the top, who you send to me, just make sure that can be something. So you have children or you have you worked and had workers up under you. You had to send them out. Your maintenance guy, you had to. Well, you sending them, you didn't come.
No, no.
So I trusted that if Gail sent them, that they.
And that's the thing. When you have proven yourself,
Yeah.
so I'm okay with who you send
Mhm.
because for number one, if you sent them, that means you will back them.
Yeah, but that's not always the case.
It's not
That
always
that's it.
it's
Yeah,
not always the case. Not just
yeah. So it's just we talking just to put things on people's mind and how we have to think. Uh, just make sure you know that people is counting on authority. I'm putting my trust in you. Now, if you don't show up and you send somebody, don't disappoint me because what you send out should represent
should
to you.
should
And that's come with training. That come with making sure who you know who you got in your class or whatever that is up under the authority that they equip. And don't be sending people out that I had a whole lot of people that come in my apartment and break stuff because they just found somebody to cover the day. They wasn't a maintenance man, they was a janitor. And you sent them to fix my
right,
water.
right.
So I could have trusted who you sent, but you didn't think about who you sent to
You
me.
ain't vet them. No,
You gonna
seriously.
send the janitor to do
No.
and break the rest of the stuff. So that's why sometimes people ask for the top because you done disappointed them so much with who you sent. So it's just food for thought. Who are you sending out? Are you there yet? Are they there? Are they qualified? What test did they take to show you? Send them to something small.
Yeah. Try them. Take them down to the
Yeah,
water.
take them down to the water. He said they was down there laughing like got their face in water, one looking around to see nothing.
You
But
got
you never know until I used to hear mommy say it all the time. I send you because I trust you. I send you because I know. something you have to know, even about your kids, even about your family, even about your workers. It's something you should know that I can send this one. Now, if you just got bodies,
Right.
you're giving
Right.
body titles,
Right. Right.
and I've been
And that's the frustrating part.
yeah
We got people occupying the seat,
yeah
but they ain't embody it. And a lot of times they don't even know what the seat is about. It's just a job
it's
or
just a
position
position,
for them.
and some people just like titles. They don't even want to do the job. They just like title, but you have to discern that. I work with a lot of security in my life. I had this security for a long time, military, before I went to the military, after I got out of the military. And I've seen a lot of people sit in that seat, call themselves security officer, and it was just a job.
And then they take and get angry when somebody asks them a real question, a real legit question. You don't know why they're angry. They're angry because you're
You,
asking them
you
something they
put them
don't
on the
know.
spot.
Yeah, you putting them on the spot.
Yeah, they just wanted the money. Security was easy. They were trying to study at night for they was in most of the guys I work with was in college. So they took that night job and they had them books. They coming in with a whole bag of books. It wasn't about security, but somebody up top should have seen this. But you seen what didn't go. I was sitting there writing incident reports for people and everything because they wasn't interested in the job. But some reason of it, you needed positions filled.
Yeah. One lady I used to work with, she was the secretary for 5 departments. And I would get a copy of it because I was the project manager. It was at a construction company. And I read one letter she had, and I asked her, "Did you read this letter before you gave it to the bosses?" She told me they didn't hire her to edit. Like you would think it's common sense that
Read over your own
read over
stuff
your letter
because
and make sure.
you didn't hire her
She
to
said
proofread.
they ain't hire her for that.
Oh wow!
It's okay.
So I remember this story. This was funny for me because I didn't know. You remember Michelle when you used to work at what was the home that was in Philadelphia? It was called Station. It was one of the houses, and I just remember Michelle was the what she was receptionist or something, but she was bright. Like if you didn't know, she knew those people in that building. She knew the ups and downs. I don't know if she was she a former drug addict or something, or did she know? How did she know?
She's just been there
Been
years.
there and
Yeah.
and I remember it was like night and like it was like glue. Y'all working together until you got promoted to another job. Oh, God. And Michelle acted like a new person, a new person. But what I came to find out, you used her in the place of her strength.
Right. Right.
So this is a lesson for people that it might work for you,
Yeah.
but if you don't help that person or train them for the next,
Right.
somebody's not going to do what
Right.
you did.
Right.
And I remember, I mean, she was on point. Y'all was like got that job down. It was like working until you got promoted, and Michelle was lost because you covered the
Right.
part she couldn't do,
Right.
and she did her job, but it was certain parts she couldn't do. But you would have never knew it
Right.
because it was working
Right.
until you left. So that's another thing. Are you there? She wasn't there
Right.
yet.
Right.
She
Right.
was not there in admin and typing whatever she couldn't do. She was not there, but it worked because somebody accepted that and worked with her. But it didn't help her for the next
Right.
person that came in because they wouldn't. I think she got fired like the next
Yeah,
week.
she did, and
Yeah,
that was a big lesson for
yeah,
me.
yeah,
It was good us working together.
yeah,
she knew the residents, I didn't.
Yeah.
And so we put our jobs together
Right.
and we became a strong
And
front.
I mean, a strong one.
But
But
you
it wasn't helpful to
right.
nobody else.
And
Yeah.
so I would never do that again. Mommy always say, train your
them
children
for
for
someone else
somebody
to
else.
babysit. Right.
Don't just train it because they're not going to be with you always.
Right.
And even like you said in that job, I never thought that I wasn't going to be there
Right.
anymore.
And she never thought you weren't going to be there. She was happy about that. And,
Yeah.
And she looked successful.
Yeah.
She did that thing, and you would never know what was her weakness. So going back to, are you there yet? It depends on what works. That's in marriages. That's in everything. Everybody's not there. But some people can look real good because I heard people say this, because of who was behind me, you made me look good. You see a lot of husbands say that. You see a lot of bosses say that. Their team may, but your team have to be there.
Right. Unless you train them to stand alone.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a good thing. It can be kind of shaky, but
Yeah.
it can work for some and some it won't. But I think it's I'm saying I think it's due to the ones who's at top that make sure who you send out that they get it. They might work good with you, but if another boss or another supervisor or another person come in, but I found that with me playing music too, Gail, there was people that I surrounded myself with, and sometimes they would say to me, like the people, "Go ahead, girl, play that thing." It wasn't even me playing. It was the person. It was whoever I had, but they didn't know because the team. It was a unit up there. Half of the stuff I wanted when girl, if you put me by myself or with somebody else, you would tell. But that's that thing. Or are you there? No, I wasn't there yet. I wasn't there, but I knew how to blend.
Yeah.
I knew how to surround myself. But if you left me alone, that's where you showed that's but you need those people who don't have to be always there though.
Yeah. But
It still
in your
works.
quiet time, in your silence, you practice.
Yeah.
I've been with you
Yeah.
for years, and I've seen the growth in the
Yeah.
development.
I'm
'Cause
just talking about in the
right,
beginning stage,
right,
people wouldn't know that you wasn't there. And there's a lot of people who still do that today, and it's covered until you send them out on their own and they hadn't practiced behind your back. You have to take responsibility to practice.
yeah,
You have to take that. If you giving me a title and a job, I can't just rely on you. Well, I didn't ask to pass, so I didn't ask my mother for that. Okay, but you took it. No, this is I'm wrong. If I accept a position knowing that I can't do it, why? Why would you do that? If you're not
money.
gonna go, but
People want money and
okay,
want
well,
status and
okay, all right,
uh,
that's true,
you
that's true.
know, it
But I
the
took a lot
motive.
of jobs, but I wouldn't work that.
Yeah,
I'm at a church now. I'm playing. But you see what I do doing Monday through Friday. It's on. I
yeah,
even took a come help me. They open up the church and let a guy come in there. He teach me. You have to want it. You don't
yeah.
always have to be there yet, but you can get there.
Get there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's on who it's your interest. Yeah, so it's good, Doc. It's good. I took on a lot of things that I wasn't there, so I don't down people when they're not there. What bothers me is you is a lot of things bother me. You put people up
Or they accept the job. That's
just because.
because.
You know, if if you're gonna do that, just make sure you come back and let's go through the process of learning. You know, because somebody is looking at that. You don't sent, like I said, Goliath said, you done sent this boy to me, but that boy happened to have something.
I've
But
been thrown in so many situations,
mhm,
but I didn't let it. Because sometimes when you're new to things, uh, people are quickly to just distribute and delegate things to you. Last one in, you get all the dirty work.
Well,
But what I've always done, I never was quick on my feet.
mhm.
You're not gonna just tell me stuff because I always knew. Daddy used to say, "It's a hereafter."
But you was
What?
trained for that. What if
Yeah,
somebody's not? You just get dogged out. You was trained to be
and I
careful.
think it's so unfair. I do people get fired over stuff like that because after so long of a time, when you can't produce, what you think they're gonna do?
Well, I would tell you a funny story. It ain't funny, but it is funny. Remember, Daddy used to get everybody a job at PNB Bank. He was just, I don't know what the people why they hired you, because it'd be stuff that you ain't never did. It was just on his word they would give you the job.
Yeah,
So my background from high school was business, but it was in class. I ain't never been to a job to practice this stuff. You did all the bookkeeping. They gave you books and you bouncing and dispenses and all that. You did that in school. I never went to a job to do this. My first job was purchasing department at PNB Bank. Gil, total different from school. But because it was daddy, because he spoke a word, you're not gonna ask me did I do it, like, come on, man. I I filled out the application, background in business, high school. It wasn't no had experience in nothing, but because of him, so I did the job for 2 years. But let me tell you, if it wasn't for that lady in that back room, she was a drafter. I don't know what she was doing, but she helped me. That's the only reason I said job. Half of the purchasing invoice and stuff was in my desk. I was hiding the stuff. I'm saying it now. They all gone. This is over 40 years ago. This is my first job out of high school. Instead of me saying I can't do it, because I was happy he gave me a job, I stayed there. Half of them bills wasn't paid. The people was looking for their money. I was purchasing. They got they sent the stuff we needed. They wasn't getting paid because I hid the stuff. Oh, Jesus. So when we say experience, I experienced so much that was just wrong. But you tell people, I ain't telling nobody did, but I'm saying today, just tell someone you don't know.
yeah,
And
yeah.
those of you who's putting people in place, if you know that they don't know, he didn't know I didn't
It's
know. Yeah,
frustrating.
he was just
It's
happy to give everybody
frustrating.
a job. Daddy, purchasing department. I mean, you couldn't put me in the mailroom. That's where you sit, Darlene. What office you went to? What you went to in the bank?
Tracing and
But
adjustment.
you was used. Did you have a job before then? That was your first job too, or you had a job before P&B?
Not in that capacity. That wasn't my first
That
job.
wasn't your first job. I had jobs before, but it was like camp um, leaders and at summer jobs and stuff. It wasn't, and down there cleaning and janitor stuff. So it wasn't a job to do that. But I learned from that, and I think every day I went home with a headache. I was because I didn't want to disappoint him to say I couldn't do it. So I stayed there. But that lady, I think I finally told her I didn't know the job, and she helped me a lot. Her name was Josephine. I
But
will never
we won't
forget it.
even do that.
Tell somebody you don't
Tell
know.
somebody you
Yeah,
don't know. We are
yeah,
accept positions and
yeah.
and finagle our way through it.
Hmm.
But what you don't realize, people,
People are hurt by that.
people, yeah,
Good, yeah, they
yeah.
hurt. So this is what we talk about today. You know, are you there? And if you're not there, you can tell somebody that you're not before you hurt. You in position and talking to people, you don't even know what you're talking about, or you just give them wrong information because you want to please somebody. And then the ones who's up top, stop hiring people and putting people in position when you know they don't know, just because you just want them to feel good and give them a job. I
Yeah.
mean, that's not right. It's not right all the way around. And then when you do that, and then a mess happened, then you disappeared and don't want to, like she say, send me to him. I don't want to serve it. I want to talk to the one I already told you that if this ain't gonna work, don't do this.
Right,
Don't
right,
send him.
right,
So sometimes we after we make the mess, we
right,
want to send a representative.
right.
Daddy, I like that. So and this is we laughing about it, but it's stuff that goes on a lot. You're not equipped for a lot of things, but somebody put you there. Just hope, just hope. If you just have one secretary and you need five, maybe you need to cut down on some of the stuff that you're doing that you
Right,
can hire
right.
somebody that knows the job. It is it's okay. It's okay. It's really okay. I tell people all the time about my weakness.
Yeah,
And some
yeah.
people ask me, why you say that all the time? Because I want you to know what you're getting up front.
Right, right,
There's no surprises.
right,
There's no, if you want to hire me to
right,
be a keyboard player,
right,
I'm telling you right now, I
right.
don't know the songs. I don't. So it's your choice. But I told you when I went in the military gear, you know what was on my entry thing? Scared of thunder and lightning. People probably thought I was crazy. They asked me, what is it? Something that will keep you from obeying. That was on our entry. Because if an enemy come up to you, you can't give out the information. What would keep you? The only thing I had in there, if is it a fight in the middle of thunder and lightning, I'm done. So when we marched, I went to Florida for boot camp in the summertime. Every other day there was a thunderstorm or something. It didn't last long, but it happened. But that one day I was out there marching, and God decided to visit. Man, I don't know what building I was in. I left those ranks into that building I went, and that's you don't do that.
Yeah.
So when the captain asked me what was wrong with what your what was your problem, I said it started lightning and thunder, and my mother told me when it's thunder lightning, get inside of a building or put you know what I used to do, right? She looked at me. I said, and ma'am, that is on my application. No surprise. You might not have read it, but
Right,
it was
right.
there. I wasn't joking about that, but it's things. Tell people up front what you can't do. Don't just keep accepting jobs.
And so it's funny that you're saying this because what I always put, they ask you not what your pet peeve, but I forgot what they ask you to the same thing.
Hmm.
What will hinder
Yeah,
you,
hinder you from yeah.
or something you don't like? And one of my things, well, it was always is when you expect me to do something that you ain't trained me to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Nowhere.
Yeah.
You're expecting me to perform or produce something, but you didn't give me no information. You didn't train me,
Mhm.
but you
Yeah.
don't do that. And then uh a lot of jobs that I went to, and because you didn't, then they would intimidate you.
Okay.
So no,
Intimidate you by fire you or something like that.
you didn't train me.
Yeah. So most of all my jobs in security was because they were shortage. There were jobs I didn't even go through the training. They just told me to come in and and I went on the job training for security because of their shortage. So it was a lot of stuff I didn't even know. I didn't even know what. Thank God I had the background from the military, but I didn't know the job because it was your shortage. It was something you wanted or needed or you was doing, and you put people in position and they fail or something happened, then you step back and act like you don't know what's wrong. But mothers, fathers, is a lot of people do that. Stop setting people up for
Yeah,
failure.
yeah,
It's not
yeah,
good. So that's all we have to share today. It's like, are you there yet? And you don't have nothing to improve. You don't have nothing to prove to no one by accepting
yeah,
positions. And leaders all over the board, if your hiring status or your way of putting people in position is because of you like them, uh, that's your buddy, or you short, and that's that's damaging to do, especially when it's a position that people's over people.
Right. Or not even over people, but someone is expecting you to produce. And I think about Jesus being hungry and went to the fig tree, but it was nothing on there.
Mhm,
You are looking for what you're looking for.
mhm.
And when it's not there, that's another type of frustration.
Yeah, yeah. And I learned uh, from early age. I don't know why, but I would tell you what I couldn't do. Now, if you decide to keep hiring me or put me in position, okay, then I'll remind you that and I'm not trying to be funny because I say that up front, but a lot of people don't even say it, and they know they can't.
Have you ever been in a position where you had to interview someone for a position?
Not a status. We, I did for my group, something like that, but no, I never been a
I
interviewer.
wasn't. I was always in that position, and people would say what they thought you wanted to hear,
Mhm.
but you have to realize you have to produce. Not only produce, you are. I'm hiring you because it's a people's position, and your we ask how what do you think you can what's your strength, what um what kind of an asset you bring to the company, and they rehearse the words. They
So,
got somebody to
so my question is, even on resume, people embellish
mhm.
their resume. How do you know? How would you know what you're getting? Like you do the interview, or somebody say with all the stuff they
If you're
can
paying
do,
attention, you can tell when it's just talk.
but you got the paperwork to prove it. You got a college degree, you got whatever it is. You've been to another job and did the same thing.
That it don't
So,
mean nothing. That
but at
it,
the interview, that's all you have because you didn't see the person do anything.
no, you didn't, but you can tell in a few minutes whether you rehearsed this or it's coming from you.
Oh, so the person had to have discernment. The
I don't know what
interviewer.
you would call it in the work world, but you need
Well, that's
some.
it's discernment, even if it's in the work
You
world.
need some, and not like you just said. You got that security job because it was a shortage. You can't let your emotions and what you need hire somebody that is not a fit. Because if you're listening, you can. And then
But
from
I must have said something good to get the job.
what he told us, you just look clean.
Because some people can make you believer. Everything you can't catch. There's some people on the job that they got in there because they was good talkers. They were good. They fooled somebody. Everybody,
They did. They
yeah.
did fool
So, and it was
somebody.
some good people that did the interview. Not everybody. There's just
I
some.
don't know if it's something I'm just blessed with,
Oh, yeah, maybe
but I can.
you could pick them.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, all right. Then.
yeah.
Well,
I mean, I was in property management for a long time, and I had to even at the transitional house. You had to tell. I had to ask you questions that even if you was on drugs or alcohol, I had to go as far as to say, what was your choice of drug, and what was your trigger? Why you? So I
I,
had to
I
ask.
I get all that, but it doesn't mean that you can catch everybody. There's some people that would do all that and they still hire. There's people get passed and get hired.
I agree that some people give. I'm talking about what I experienced.
Yeah.
You can tell after a few of listening
Mm.
whether you Google somebody's
So if you hiring a maintenance guy and he tell you he don't fix the sink and then did all this whatever that cost the maintenance, and he ain't did nothing but sweep the floor. He's really a janitor. So how would you know if they practice?
That's not how we interview.
Well, there's people here that got a job for maintenance. There's people who get a job for um it's different stuff that people get hired or get in a position for, and after a while, you're not even a people's person. So
right. So
what is it that you miss?
something was missed because
You nice?
but you have to have I don't know if they do it now, but your reference. And
Okay,
that's why they tell you they want professional references, not your personal.
I didn't have no reference for P&B. I didn't have a reference.
That
I'm
was
saying, but I got hired because of
you had a reference,
what, Daddy?
daddy.
Right.
Yeah,
So,
so
but I didn't know
because
nothing of.
they
But this
trusted
is
him.
this is what I just got finished saying. It's something you trusted. You didn't interview me for the job to know that you
Yeah.
could do that job. So it can be just. There's a lot of people who have jobs now. It's just from who you know.
Check,
Post
that
office.
was 50 years ago.
It still happens
Yeah.
today. It's when the pastor said you on the usher board, but you don't even like people. So or you doing something that you. How did they get there? It's because of person. It's because of people like him.
Shortage.
There's a lot of churches, places don't have shortage. It's because you like them. It still happens today. You get positions and stuff because of who you are. You know how to read a couple books and you sound intelligent, so I'll give you a job. It don't have to be that you know the job, nothing. So you
That
still.
usher could have been there 50 years.
I'm talking about recent stuff. I'm not talking about.
You talking about someone being hired now?
Yeah, there's
Mm.
people. There's people that's in leadership and everywhere else in jobs because of who they knew. You don't think so?
Or I know so.
Okay, well, that's all I was saying. So it doesn't mean you know the job. You got there by different reasons. There's some people who have the experience. There's people who don't have experience. There's people who just have a certificate and don't have experience. I remember a lady telling Darlene, even when she used to work with kids and stuff, are you there yet? They had a certificate. They went through 4 years of college or whatever they did to be in that thing. And then she told our sister, "You have more mother wit to work with those kids, and it worked." So it don't always have to be because of what some people get hired because of what you have. You ain't seen them work with nobody. I worked beside a lot of people in security that got jobs. I could just only speak for my thing because of what you held. You never did the job.
Yeah, I
So
believe that.
so it I think it goes along in every entity, every place. I think some people get titles or put in position because of sometimes of who you know. I stood up there with the Dixie Hummingbirds. Everything that was required, I didn't have. It was more than just but it was because Lyndon Baines Jones told them that I can do this, and so. But when it came down to getting payment, you're supposed to belong to an organization. So I'm saying there's people who be put in position because of different reasons.
Right. I believe that.
So are you there yet? That was the title of sometimes they're not there, but you're there because somebody put you there. But it's just something to look into. And as we say, I'll give you the end of words. It's just a thought process of sometimes just be careful because somebody can come look for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to know. Don't send me the boy. Don't send me the servant. I'm coming to you. You did this. Mother, you did this. Father, you did this. Pastor, you did this. Supervisor, you did. Somebody gonna come back. Just make sure you train. Just make sure people who you send out
Right.
is in train. No,
I believe that.
Right? So,
But some things you can't train, like your character, your that your the disposition, your
yeah.
attitude. Some
Charm
things-
school,
Yeah.
charm school, customer service classes, whatever it takes, and then from there if they like we go for auditions for choirs and music. If you don't meet the standard, maybe next year we'll work on until you get to that. Stop hiring people just because. Send them through customer service. It's okay. Amen.
Let them go through the process. Amen.
Yeah.
Let 'em go
All
through
right,
the
Gail. It's
process.
always a pleasure talking with you, sharing. It's just our point of view, but it's things we learned in life. And I'll leave you with the parting words.
I don't have no parting words.
You don't have none?
No, not nothing special.
Okay. All right. Well,
Not nothing special.
well,
Oh yes, I do.
I know you do.
Do it right the first time,
There you go.
or you
Boom.
must make time to do it again.
There you go. All right. Y'all, we're going to get on out of here. It's been a pleasure. And as we always leave our podcast saying,
Love God, love
love
family, work
work
hard,
hard,
and
and
be
be
kind.
kind. Love you. See you next week.
He's gone in the morning. He's gone late at night. My God is able. He'll make everything alright. He'll give you joy. Bring peace in confusion time.